Spirits in Edison. Traditionally can't be special summoned, with some exceptions, and return to your hand at the end of the turn. Dark Dust Spirit. This card has actually seen some competitive play in formats leading up to Edison. It was used a lot in Grog decks for its strong ability to be able to tribute summon. It's a level 6 monster that reads, when this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, destroy all other face up monsters on the field, nuking your opponent's board and also your board. You can get a lot of value with this card. Just don't forget it comes back to the hand at the end of the turn. Next, we're going to look at Asura Priest, a level 4 fairy monster with 1700 attack. This card is pretty good at getting rid of tokens and recruiter monsters, being able to attack all monsters your opponent controls. Attack Dandelion, clear both tokens. You can also check out this video where I utilize Asura Priest and Izanami to make strong spirit plays. It's a great video, definitely check it out. Next card is going to be Izanami. This card is based off of the creation goddess in Shintoism and is a necessity in spirit decks. On summon, discard and add back a spirit from your grave. It can add a lot of consistency and more options for your deck. Hinokagu-Tsuchi. This is an 8-star monster with needing 2 tributes, which is a hefty price to pay, especially for the fact that it comes back to your hand at the end of the turn. That being said, if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they discard all cards in their next draw phase, which is a very powerful effect. Frog's ability to be tribute fodder makes Hinokagu-Tsuchi a lot more viable. Fushinotori, which means bird of immortality, clearly based off of Phoenix. Kind of a cool name, unlike its effect. This is a card that needs to be normal summoned. This card simply lets you gain life for the battle damage it inflicts, but it has no attack and comes back to the hand at the end of the turn. Now we have the one, the only, Yamada Dragon, another 2 tribute spirit monster. This card does have some great stats, a ridiculously strong effect. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw cards until you have 5 cards in hand. Wow, that is a strong power play. If you can get this effect off, it can do wonders. I definitely recommend building a deck around this card. Gundari. This card is based off of the Wrath deity in Buddhism, sharing the same name and symbols in its art. This card uses your normal summon, but allows you to attack into a synchro monster, sending it back to the X deck along with Gundari going back to your hand, allowing you to use him the next turn. Honestly, this card could see some play to get rid of Stardust Dragon, Colossal Warrior, or Goyo Guardian. Great Long Nose. This card would be a lot more interesting if it was level 4, but requiring a tribute summon makes this a hefty cost. With 1900 attack, with inflicting battle damage to your opponent, this card can skip your opponent's battle phase, which would be really cool if it didn't cost you a tribute summon. That being said, it's a pretty cool card. Now we have Inaba White Rabbit. Level 3, 700 attack. This card can attack directly. Nothing much to say here. There's a lot better cards that do the exact same thing for more damage, but I guess if you want to run a cute rabbit, go for it. Kinkabayo. This card belongs in any Edison deck that is using level 1s. So not many. You can definitely cook up a lot with this card, using maybe cards like Darksea Rescue, drawing you a card if it's synchro summoned with, Cyber Valley, which can draw you 2 cards, maybe even a King of the Skull Servants deck. Give it a try, get cooking. Maharagi, based off of a Dogu. If this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, look at 1 card on the top of your deck during your next draw phase before you draw and return the card to the top or bottom of the deck. You can call it a consistency card, reoccurring if it comes back to the hand. Try it out in some stall decks. Otherwise, I just like this card's art. Coming up, we have Odoheim, a level 3 spellcaster, 0 attack, 100 defense. Why? When this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and change the battle position of that card. Maybe if this card had better stats, it could be a pseudo Tsukunomi, a banned spirit monster. It is a pretty interesting card though. At the cost of a normal summon, change your battle position of your opponent's monster. Let's see if you can find use for this card. Next we have Susa Soldier. If this was just a spirit monster with no effect, I don't know if it would say play. But for some reason it has the added effect, any battle damage done to your opponent with this card is halved. It already goes back into your hand at the end of the turn, it doesn't need to do half damage. But hey, whatever. Yamato no Kami, another card used in the video above. If you want to see this card in action, check that video out. This card is cool. Unlike all the other spirit monsters, this card actually can't be normal summoned, but can be special summoned by banishing a spirit monster from your graveyard. This card has shock factor, and if it destroys an opponent's monster, you can pop back row. Pretty cool card if you ask me. Also, it's a level 6 special summon. Normal summon Plague Spreader, that's a level 8. Spirit monsters is a very interesting mechanic that you don't really get to see too much. Comment cards that you think I should check out next time.